Good morning, children. Sai Ram. Welcome to part 3 of chapter 4 of political science, that is, growing up as boys and girls. Students, in the last session, we learned about valuing housework. We learned how society perceives an individual, and it is often a result of how gender roles are defined. In certain areas, the male is seen as the breadwinner and the female as the homemaker. This process of discrimination starts at very early in life. The boys are encouraged to play outdoors, be more independent, assertive, and strong. The girls are told to stay at home, play with dolls, be submissive, and accommodating. Girls are encouraged to learn housekeeping skills as soon as they are able to help the family. The woman is expected to do all the housework. Although large number of women go out to work, they are still the primary caregivers in the family. They multitask by managing the household, caring for the children, and working outside. Children, we saw that no one in the world values the housework and the work done by women. It is the women who carries the responsibilities for housework and caregiving tasks. Now, caregiving tasks include looking after the family, children, elderly people, and sick members. But society devalues this work as this work is not recognized as work, and it is also assumed that this is something women are naturally gifted with. Children, we saw this with the help of Hermit's story. The name of the story about which we learnt yesterday is My Mother Does Not Work. The title of the story itself tells us lots of things, isn't it? We saw how Shonali and her mother visits Hermit's house and confronts their family if the work that she was doing was considered as proper work. But we saw how the family took things very lightly. We saw how the family members did not consider the work done by Jaspreet, that is, Hermit's mother. So, when Shonali's mother found out the reality of that house, she asked Jaspreet to take a break and go on a strike. When Jaspreet goes on a strike, the entire situation at home becomes a big chaos. The children are not given tiffin on time. They are not able to go and catch the school bus on time. Their father has to drop them to school. When the father comes home, he saw the house in total mess. He does not get his tea on time. They don't have maid that day. So everything has to be done by the elders in the family. So they have to face the situation, and only then they understand the hard work done by Jaspreet. But children, it is not only the story of Jaspreet alone. There are so many women who actually face the same problem on a daily basis. They wake up early, They do all the household work, they do all the caring and loving thing at home. All the work has to be done though they are tired, and still they do it with a smile on their face. They never complain about it. But are they valued? No, they are not valued. Their work is not considered to be a work as such, because they don't go out of the house and earn. That is the harsh reality, children. But now that we have learnt about it, we have to respect the homemakers, our mothers at home who do all the work for us with a smiling face. Right? Okay. So, children, today we are going to move to the first part rather of this session, that is lives of domestic workers. So, children, as I said, it is not just housewives who do all the housework. Rather, there are domestic workers who do a lot of work like sweeping, cleaning, washing dishes and clothes, cooking, taking care of young children or elderly, etc. It is seen that most domestic workers are women. Sometimes young boys and girls are also employed to do this work. So, children, on everyday basis, I am sure even you all must be having some or the other domestic worker coming to your house to do some kind of household chores, isn't it? Yes, that's right. Now, students, let us see the example from the previous story, that is Hermit's mother's story. So, children, in the story that we understood previously, Hermit's mother was not the only one who did the housework. Work was done by Mangala, their domestic helpers. Children, many homes, particularly in the towns and cities, employ domestic workers. They do a lot of work like sweeping, cleaning, washing clothes and dishes, cooking, looking after young children, or sometimes looking after the elderly people of the house too. So, children, I hope we all have a domestic worker coming to our house and doing some of the other kind of domestic chores for us, isn't it? But do you know, children, that there are even young boys and girls who are employed to do this work? Look at this picture here. It is a picture of a small girl who is cleaning the utensils. And the picture above it is of a boy who is employed at a dhaba and he is kneading a dough. So, children, do you know that the wages of these domestic workers are very low? They are not valued for the work that they do. A domestic worker's day begins as early as 5 in the morning and ends at late as 12 at night. So, as I said, despite of the hard work that they do, their employers often do not show them any kind of respect. Look at this picture. This is a picture of Malini with her daughter. Let us see what Malini, who is a domestic worker, had to say about her experience of working in Delhi. She says, "My first job was with a rich family that lived in a 3-storied house. The Memsab was very strange, as she would shout to get any work done. My work was in the kitchen. There were two other girls who did the cleaning. Our day would begin at 5 o'clock. For breakfast, we would get a cup of tea and two dry rotis. We would never get a third roti. In the evening, when I cooked the food, the two other girls would beg me to give them an extra roti. I would secretly give it to them and make an extra one for myself. We were so hungry after working through the day. We could not wear chappals in the house. In winter, our feet would swell up with the cold. I used to feel scared of the Mem Sahab, but also felt angry and humiliated. Did we not work all day? Did we not deserve to be treated with some respect? So, children, we all saw what Malini had to say about the work that she did. And I'm sure you all will agree with her. She indeed used to toil all the day, work hard, and the treatment that she got from her employers was not very good at all. Children, do you know that the wages of these domestic workers, in spite of working so hard, is very low? And as I said earlier, their day starts early in the morning and ends very late at night. But with Malini's example, we saw that they are not given respect which they should have been given by the employers. Children, now what we commonly term as housework involves various tasks. Some of the tasks require heavy physical work. The work that they do demands a lot of energy. In both rural and urban areas, women and girls have to fetch water. The condition here in urban area is still better, but if you go to rural areas, you would see that girls or women have to really go very far from their house to fetch water for themselves. Children, in rural areas, the domestic workers carry heavy head loads of firewood, bricks, etc. Washing clothes, cleaning, sweeping, and cooking requires bending, lifting, carrying, standing for long hours, and so on. Housework and caregiving tasks are time consuming. The women have no time for leisure. Both women are working inside and outside the house at the same time these days. The work women do is strenuous and physically demanding, which means words that we normally associate with men. Now, children, another aspect of housework and caregiving that we do not recognize is that it is very time consuming. In fact, if we add up the housework and the work women do outside the home, we find that women spend much more time working than men and have much less time for leisure. Women have no time for leisure. Many women are working both inside and outside the home these days. This is known as double burden. So, what is double burden? Double burden means women working in the house for the family as well as outside the house, that is to make for the living, to earn for the living. So, this is known as double burden. Now, children, equality is a significant principle of our constitution. Okay, and it says that being male or female should not become the reason for a discrimination. We have seen that low value is attached to women's household and caregiving work, be it by the society or family. Children, it is a part of a larger system of inequality between men and women, and therefore it has to be dealt with through actions, not just at the level of individual or family, but also by the government. Right? Because our constitution also says the same thing, that be it male or female, this should not be the reason for discrimination. But still inequality exists between the two sexes, that is men and women. So it is the duty of the government to understand the reason for inequality, okay, and should take positive steps for the same. Now children, let us see how the government is committed to understanding the reasons for the inequality and what positive steps they have taken as a remedy for this situation. The government has set up Anganwadis and childcare centers in several villages. Provisions for creches have been given so that women can work outside. The government has enacted a law making it mandatory for organizations that have more than 30 women employees to provide creche facilities. So children, from this we can understand the discrimination in terms of the work that men and women do, and the discrimination in terms of the payment or the return that they get for the job that they do, be it housework or be it outside the house. So a small recap on what we did today. We saw the lives of domestic workers. We saw that domestic workers also do a lot of work like sweeping, cleaning, washing dishes and clothes, cooking, taking care of young children and elderly people in the house. And in spite of all the work that they do, they are not given the respect and value which they should get. We also saw that the wages of domestic workers are very low. They overwork, but they are not given the due respect by the employers. The housework that they do involves different tasks and it requires some physical work too. The work that they do demands a lot of energy. In rural areas, there are workers who have to carry heavy head loads of firewood, bricks, etc. The other things that they do, like washing clothes, cleaning, sweeping, cooking, requires bending, lifting, carrying, and standing for hours. Housework and caregiving tasks are time consuming. Women have no time for leisure. Many women work both inside and outside the home these days. This is known as double burden. Then we saw women's work and equality. We saw that equality is significant principle of our constitution, which says that being male or female should not become the reason for discrimination. Yet inequality between male and female persists. It is the duty of the government to understand the reason for inequality, and they should take some positive steps for the same. Likewise, the government has set up Anganwadis and childcare centers in several villages. Provisions for creches have also been given so that women can work outside. The government has enacted a law making it mandatory for the organization that have more than 30 women employees to provide creche facilities. So with this, I end this part of the chapter 4, growing up as boys and girls. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye and take care.